世紀末の地球は危機にさらされている。何者かの意志とも言うべき邪悪な前触れの中、
Yeah, I couldn't resist. Hello and welcome to KamenRider Blackman, and today we will be talking about KamenRider J. So, before getting into the review, a little bit about J. This movie is considered the last of the Showa era, to which, by the way, in KamenRider J, it's the third of the three movies that came out in the 90s that are considered part of the Showa era. While Black RX is like the last series of the Showa era, J is the last thing coming out of the Showa era because Showa Kamen Rider it's more or less connected to the creator Shotaro Ishinomori's tenure, and while this wasn't the last thing Shotaro Ishinomori worked on, this is the last piece of Kamen Rider that he did work on, because after that, we get Kamen Rider Kuga, where it, at least for Kamen Rider, starts off the Heisei era. So, with that said, let's get into J. In the not-too-distant year of 1994, unusual weather patterns have become rampant as the narrator believes that a higher power is at work. We then cut to our villain group for this movie, Fog, led by Fog Mother and ran by her children, Garai, Agito, and Zu. Every 1,000 years, Fog Mother lays 1,000 eggs to hatch and destroy the inhabiting planet Fog is on, and now they're after Earth. Along with destroying the planet, Fog needs to choose an inhabitant being to sacrifice, as is their tradition. Let's flip over now to Earth, where we meet our protagonist, Kyoji. He's a nature photographer who's out camping with a little girl named Kana. Their relationship is never explained because they're not brother and sister. He just found her out one day making graves for dead animals. Fog comes down and set their sights on making Kana their sacrifice. They run away, and for some dumbass reason, they screw themselves into running into a cliff. Fog manages to take Kana, and Kyoji is dropped off from the cliff, killing him, all while happening in front of Barry, a soon-to-be ally. Kyoji's body is then taken to the spirits of the earth so that they could revive him and bestow him his powers as Kamen Rider J. And before anyone wonders why the two spirits of the earth don't bother fighting, they're enlated into the earth. But then again, breaking Zordon's tube did save the universe, so what about chopping off their roots? Jay's revival too also hasn't gone unnoticed, as Fog Mother is in pain seeing the new resistance against her crusade. Akito goes after Kyoji and immediately tries to run him down in a dump truck. For as extreme as that is, let's be honest, Kyoji's actor doesn't have the best luck with construction vehicles. So, two things I want to bring up now, and that is the monster designs for this movie, specifically the generals, because I know which one's my favorite. I think it's Agito's, because he's a mother-loving crocodile. Second favorite would have to be Gut Eyes, because he looks like a buff mutated phenomenal that monster abominable. That's what it is. He looks like a mutant abominable snowman. Like, almost had it there. But yeah, I like Agito's design because when he's a monster, he's literally just acts like a crocodile. He's crawling, he's up on his legs, he's fighting like a crocodile. And I just dig all that so much. It's probably because, well, his design is the most dinosaur-like And think about how old Fog is anyway. So, with that said, I guess now we can talk about Jay. So, his design, I'm alright with his design. It's pretty fine. Very Showa-like, specifically on the helmet. Everything else is okay. Like, I like the different shades of green that are on it. Like, this suit is fine. It's pretty minimal, but let's be honest right now. This and Zeto were trying to really harken back to the Showa era, so it does the job. And speaking of which, of those different shades of green that are on Jay's suit, let's actually talk about his bike next, because his bike, the J Crosser, also has the same thing going on, and I actually really like it here. Now, as I said before in my Zeto review, I wasn't a big fan of Zeto's bike, but I like Jay's bike here because all the different shades of green on it, it looks a lot more fluid and natural, whereas Zeto's bike seemed a bit more forced with some of the colors. But yeah, I like Jay's bike, and like I said before, Yeah, his bike, the J Crosser. It's a nice looking bike. I really like it. Hey, real quick, this is after I got done with the review. One thing I totally forgot to mention are the similarities between Zeto and Jay, because those two riders are pretty similar to each other, except Zeto has gold trimmings on him and Jay doesn't. I just thought I'd throw that out there because I don't know what the plan was for those two. Like, were they supposed to have a connection to each other? Maybe that's explained in KamenRider World, which is another special with those two riders together. I'm not too sure, but yeah, pretty much there. If anything, between the two, Jay looks a bit more fluid, and if anything, I might like Zeto a bit more because he has gold on him. Anywho, back to the review. And so now, back to the story. Jay's first fight with Agito goes a type of way because he's literally fighting a crocodile. Well, Jay wins, however, by going straight for the eyes. I'm being dead serious when I say this. I think, like, Agito is, like, crawling up, like, some rocks or something, retreating. And Jay literally flies up, decks him in the eye, gets juice out, and that's what kills Agito. Cause yo, like that just, oh god. I don't know, that's basically how I can describe it. And so, after that, Zoo is next to go, and how she dies is ridiculous. Her and Jay crash into Fogmother's ship, and Jay survives, but that does it for her. As Kyoji meets face to face with the last two enemies, the movie decides it wants to tell us that Fog made the dinosaurs go extinct for whatever odd reason. Kana is woken up and forced to walk into a room full of monsters, while Jay and Guy go have it out. Oh my god, he killed Barry! You bastard! Fog's ship starts moving and destroying the land. Because Kyoji's actor was Geki from Zyuranger, I'm tempted to show his transformation. So I will. Jay and Garai soon fight, and the monster eggs soon start hatching. Jay unleashes his rider kick and wipes out the last of the generals. Jay soon gets swallowed into, well, a heart. And yeah, both Jay and Kana are pretty much screwed. Or would be, until...
Magic wand! Make my monster
Yeah, the J power makes him grow. And I'm now realizing those spirits didn't really give him a lot so that he can defend himself. It is so strange just liking Power Rangers and now watching the good guys grow and the bad guys pilot Megazords. Jay gets Kana off the ship and starts tearing it up. And holy fuck, giant rider kick in the air. So, the ship is destroyed, and Fogmother is still trying to kill him. She brings him down to her so that they'll both die in an explosion. But instead, Jay punches her out, escapes. All while that's happened, it's killing her. And with Fog's defeat, peace is restored on Earth, and Barry's back, except now he's green. But yeah, it's the movie. It's pretty fine for... It's definitely not bad for being around 40 plus minutes. The only one thing I will say about it is that we still don't get a lot in terms of characters. And with that said, I'm gonna skip the character analysis this time. Like, Kyoji wasn't a bad choice to be a Kamen Rider, but we still don't know a lot about him. Except for it's Geki from Zoo Ranger. Like, the little girl is the little girl. I'll say this. Fog as villains, they definitely weren't bad. Like, they actually set themselves up well as world destroyers, and I like that. And most definitely this, coming off of Zeto, like, the Zeto didn't really have a villain. It had a monster. These guys are actual villains. And pretty much that's all I can say. Kamen Rider J, you won't waste your time watching this movie. It's fine. There's good action, good cinematography, and a passable story. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Please not forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and tell your friends about KamenRider Blackman. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.